Hi.
Hello, how are you? Welcome, everyone. It's lunch and learn time or tea time. I've got
I
ginger
got my tea
tea
too.
here, nice and warm for the cold days. Ginger, you guys, is really warming and soothing for the body, which is an awesome time of year to have all that warmth as it's getting cold. I'm like, no,
I
no
know.
jackets. How was your weekend?
Mine was good. Thank you. Got some yard work done, even though it was freezing. I was
Oh,
trying to talk my husband into doing it this week because it's going to be like 60 here.
nice.
Like 50, 60, but rain. But I was like, I don't care. I'll go in the rain. It's fine. But we got a lot of like stuff done, which felt really good. How was
Awesome.
yours?
Good, 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 good. I got my office space cleaned up here a little bit, which
Oh, feels
you
so
guys, your environment where you spend your time, like it's so important to have it be a clear, clutter free zone. And, clutter is like a vortex, like it just works its way in like a magnet as soon as it's cleared. So I got some of the clutter removed and things better organized, which is good. It feels good. I'm like, oh,
It does feel good. I agree. Awesome.
so, welcome to those of you who are watching. Give us a shout out in the chat box. Say hello. Today, we are going to talk about safe gifting. So, it is the holiday season, and everybody is thinking about gifts and what to bring to their family and their friends and loved ones. And so, that is our topic of conversation. Carissa and I will share with you some of the ways we kind of process what gifts we're going to give and what that looks like. But type into the comments section, tell us about what some of your favorite gifts are to give for the holiday season, because we always love to learn from everybody also. But type those in so we can add those to our list here. But Carissa, I'll let you start. So what are some of the things that you start to look for the holiday season in terms of gifting?
So for me, the holidays aren't much different from other times of the years. I do prioritize like health conscious brands. I
Mhm.
research when exploring new options. I do tend to go things for like cookware, or clothing, or like thoughtful accessories or experience. I
Yes.
love experience gifts. And if I'm not familiar with a brand, I do reach out to social media a lot. I love using like health conscious groups to just kind of throw stuff out there because then it's like a collaboration of tons of people who have also done research. And then I can
Yes.
just do like the minimal on it. But I love doing things like I really do love gifting health. I've certainly gifted people like supplements.
Uh-huh. I've
Um,
done that.
yes,
or
cookware.
or the pendants,
Yes,
right?
I was
I
gonna.
always
I
got the
actually
pendants,
just bought a bunch of the Q discs for
Q
the
discs
cell
for the cell
phones.
phones. Yeah.
So the children will be getting that and the updated ones because they do already have them. But I love like EMF protection products. I'm big with clothing, right? I look for 100% cotton, 100% linen, and just like organic fabric. Sometimes it can be a challenge
It
though.
is such a challenge. Oh,
And I have to say, I'm not always 100%, but when I'm doing things like sheets, bedding,
yeah.
towels, stuff like that, when people are going to be using them, like when their pores are open or bare skin, you
Yes.
can find, 100% cotton for that or linen for bedding. But when it comes to sweatshirts and clothes, I'm not always 100% perfect. And
Oh,
I'm
no,
hoping the climate will change, right, out there. But yeah, cosmetics, candles. I love gifting candles. You can find really good organic candles. There's a few good companies that I use. Ro Cassia, I don't know if you've heard of it, but they're fairly new to me. And the integrity seems pretty spot on with the company so far. Hopefully nothing changes, but I got it. I don't want to give my gifts away that I got this year, but last year I'll talk about my niece had a baby. So I got her a bunch of like baby lotions and
yes.
baby washes, and she loves them. Like she responded back and was like, these things are so great. And I've used them myself too.
Yeah. Well, I think it's important, right? Because you're right. It's the holidays are no different than any time of the year in terms of us being conscious and aware of what it is that we're purchasing and what the impact of that is. And I think the holiday season, we do see lots of perfumes come out and body care products and lots of stuff that may not actually be beneficial for our health. That may, we don't think about, we're like, oh, let me get this gift for so and so. And we're not thinking, oh, that's loaded with toxic chemicals. I can't wait to see them put that on their skin.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So, but we can upgrade what it is that we're getting and find, for example, beauty care products that don't have toxic chemicals, lotions, shampoos, conditioners, even cosmetics and things like that. So if you guys who are listening aren't aware, so EWG, the Environmental Working Group, which is ewg.org, right? They have I'm putting it in the comment section for you guys. But they have the Skin Deep database, which will rate the different cosmetic products and things like that. So, sometimes, not sometimes, a lot of the times those products are a little bit more expensive, but it's worth being able to give a gift that is safer for the recipient than, some of the other potions and lotions and that stuff that's out there. So highly recommend that. And then in terms of like perfumes, a lot of these, there's like really expensive perfumes out in the market, and people don't realize how toxic those things actually are. And one of my go-tos, if you're looking for like a perfume kind of thing, is just to use essential oils. So I highly recommend going the essential oils route, because then you can have nice, safe, smells that aren't laden with all sorts of non-disclosed chemicals. But you guys, that is another thing. There's a lot of things out there in the market, especially around the holiday season, where they're selling these like essential oil packs at, Walmart or wherever. And they are essential oils, but you still have to be careful with them, because even essential oils, not all essential oils are the same. And if you are applying it to your skin or actively breathing it in, then you do want to make sure that you are getting something that is of higher quality, because that's really important. I do like, I know that Young Living and what's the other one, doTERRA are the popular ones, and a lot of their products test pretty good. I do like a company called, I'm looking here because I've got
Plant Therapy. Is that the one?
Yeah, I do like Plant Therapy. This just happens to be one that's on my desk. It's a kid's one that's here.
They have great lotions too, Danielle. Because we used to have the Plant Therapy in the office, so I started using it too, and I really liked their essential oils, because I like Young Living also, but in terms of price point, you can get really awesome products from Plant Therapy, and their lotions are really nice. They make a really good coconut butter that's just divine for your body.
Yeah. You guys, so you can make nice little baskets with a couple of essential oils, maybe a nice like sleep mask, right? We love those. We always have those for our people at their retreat, because they're so helpful to sleep and making sure you've got pitch black, but you can make nice baskets with those things. Even making baskets with things like organic teas, right? Or we love Ochoa tostada, which is a toasted Ramon seed, which kind of tastes like coffee. So we recommend that a lot in our practice when clients are like, I don't want to give up my coffee. I love my taste of coffee. And the Ochoa tostada, and it's OJOCHE.
Yeah.
OJOCHE, tostada, TOSTADA. So that's a nice one that you could make a little gift basket for. I did just send my mom for Christmas. There is a company called Living Prana, Living Prana, and they make hyped up pancake mix. It's like, it's got medicinal mushrooms and things like that. It's made with buckwheat, or they are organic and gluten-free and all of that. So
I'm gonna gift myself that.
For Black Friday, I gifted to my mom. I brought one for the house.
That's awesome.
They are a little bit on the expensive side, so it is like a little special treat, um, but definitely worthwhile rather than looking for other things. But even like gift certificates for the local health food store, that is one thing that's pretty powerful. And then the other things that I would say too is so one, be on the lookout for what's in the stuff that you're buying if it's skincare and body care products. Two, think about services, like you said, that people could enjoy another way. So like the health food store gift certificate or a gift certificate for a massage, right? At your local massage. I love supporting small businesses. I mean, I am a small business owner, right? Your husband's a small business owner. Like we want to support small businesses rather than, Amazon or Walmart or whatever else. So I always do look for, who can I support? I just messaged this morning someone to get an organic facial for my daughter for Christmas as her gift. So, these are all things that you can do instead of buying different products that they may not even get used. The other thing, Carissa, I don't know how many of you on here listening are parents or grandparents or buying gifts for kids. I think this is another area to really be on the lookout for, because unfortunately, a lot of the stuff that's out there for kids isn't really great. I won't say that I've never bought my kids plastic toys, because that's not true. I have, of course, but we've certainly focused on wooden toys or, more of the safe stuff as opposed to a lot of the stuff that's out there. Even the paints and dyes on some of these children's toys are things for us to be aware of, because we think we're doing a good thing, and then we find out that some of that paint had lead and all these crazy things that you're thinking, how is this even still happening in this day and age when we have all of this information? So that's another thing to look out for.
And what's great is when you do shop at small businesses, you're more often to understand what they're using and know where their products are coming from, right? Because I love to go to, spas and stuff too. Usually if someone's like, what do you want for Christmas? I'm like, facial, please, a massage.
Yes.
So there are a lot, especially on Long Island, that you can go to. There's not an abundance of them, but there certainly are some. And if you want to know any, you guys can message or just, ask in the chat box. But even with the wooden toys for kids, right? I find those, there is a website online, I can't think of the name of it, where they sell all, children's wooden toys, but you also find them in your local, small shops, here in Sayville where I am. There's tons, well, not tons, but there are a few stores where you can find them.
Yeah. I think these kind of things are becoming more and more accessible as people are becoming more and more conscious of the things that they're purchasing and what they're using and what they're buying, and how all of that pans out. So that's a really, really good thing, because it's definitely, the trend has certainly changed over time. Mm-hmm. So I did. So, we've moved into this house now 1.5 years, and my poor kids haven't had new mattresses yet. But one of the things, because you were talking about bedding, I think that's really important. So we did buy for Black Friday, the kids' new beds. So making sure that where you're sleeping and what you're sleeping on is of higher integrity is really important. So I know, Carissa, you talked about the organic sheets. That's really important. I do recommend the organic latex mattresses. I had my son take a few pictures, so when I can get it together, we'll post up the brand and stuff so that you guys can all access it. But organic latex is what I would recommend for that. But the same thing for your pillows, and like you said, Carissa, clothing is also important as much as you can do, especially undergarments. If you can do your undergarments organic, that's one step.
That's usually pretty easy, actually.
Yep.
It's much easier than buying a full wardrobe.
Oh gosh, it's so hard, right? Because it's limited selection in terms of what they have available. Although I do like Pact, PACT. Yes. They have some nice
I like them a lot.
clothing. They will be up on our website, on our affiliate page as soon as we get that up. It is behind the scenes of a work in progress, you guys, for all the different businesses that we like and support here at South Bay Wellness. But that's something to also consider. So sometimes I know we live in this day and age of like excess and lots of things, and who's got the most presents under the tree and all of that. But it's important to remember that too isn't what the holidays are really about, and taking the time to actually be present with our family and friends, maybe giving ourselves the gift of a day off. I'm looking forward to that. Giving ourselves the gift of a day off. These are all things that we can do to just enhance our quality of life.
I agree. I that's why I tend to, and I didn't always, but in the recent years, I really try to go to experiences as gifts, like doing a yoga class with someone or just for themselves, cooking workshops have been like really cool.
Yeah.
Especially when, like if it comes to baking, and there's so many places where you can find like how to make something healthier.
Yes.
Right. So it's not, which I always love to do because I don't always know how to substitute perfectly and make it taste delicious. So when you sign up for a cooking class, they show you all that stuff.
Yes.
Which I think is really fun. And then of course, just outside stuff. Like we always do like, snowboarding or like mountain tickets for the kids, passes in that respect. And they love it. That's what they look forward to. Not really the gaming stuff or,
yeah,
they like the experiences much better.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and that's something that's important too to think about is like, okay, we've got the holiday season. What are you going to do with your time over the holiday season? If you're having extra time off, how are you going to fill that time? Because now is the time to start to plan and figure that out. Is it going to be, sitting in front of the TV, just watching movies? Or are there things that you can actually get outside, be physical and start to do during the season?
Yeah. And those are the things that I feel like create memories.
They do.
Like when I go into the city to see a show or just go, especially now it's so beautiful with all the lights everywhere in the city. And like, those are the memorable experiences. It's not the whatever game that my child wants, but usually my kids' lists are my son doesn't make a list anymore. He's much older, but my daughter still makes a list, and really it was upgrades on her room. That's what she'd like.
On her bedroom?
Yes, she wants wood floors instead of a carpet.
Oh, real upgrades, not like a new picture for the wall.
No. She wants the real deal upgrades, which I'm totally cool with. Like, I love it. Like, enjoy that stuff. So yeah, it's a little bit different as they get older.
Yeah. Let's go through and talk about some of the things that can make really good gifts. I'm just thinking about some of the things that typically go on sale during the holiday season. Like I know Vitamix, which is, by the way, my favorite blender company. I've had my Vitamix for, oh my gosh, like I don't know, almost 20 years, the same machine. It's still going totally fine. Knock on wood, but like that's the best investment ever. But things like the Vitamix go on sale during the holiday season. That's a good one to get. You do find that a lot of the organic and natural products, if you go directly to their websites, they usually have really great sales during this time of year as well. And you guys, I am a huge fan of purchasing direct from the supplier versus going off of Amazon. And Amazon is convenient. Let's face it. That is the truth. I do use Amazon, but when it specifically too, when it comes to like food products or supplements, like we've had clients who are like, I wonder what's happening, like that they should be 10 times down the road from where they are. And then we find out like they've been purchasing their supplements off Amazon. I'm like, oh my God, this is why, right? Because you're not getting the same product when you're making a purchase off of Amazon. That thing, like your supplements or your food, this is pretty specific to supplements and food or body care products. They've been scanned so many different times, so you do want to go direct to the supplier. But A lot of the organic and natural companies will have a lot of their stuff on sale this time of year. So it's always great to go right directly to the source than to, go off of Amazon. And I think shipping for a lot of companies, I know we use Premier Research Labs a lot for our supplements, and they are 2-day shipping. So it's one more day, but at least you know that you're getting something that hasn't gone through 5,000 different scans. So what else, Carissa? What else is on sale that you've seen this holiday season? I know
cookware. Yeah, I was gonna say Packed. They have a good sale. Like if you get like cast iron, the Lodge usually puts things on sale now. If you haven't bought it for Black Friday yet, because that's the thing, like, right? So Black Friday comes, Cyber Monday comes, and then there's like that 2 week.
There's Travel Tuesday now. I didn't know that.
Oh, I'd never heard of Travel Tuesday.
I was like, darn, I wish I would have knew that in advance.
Well, now, and then they'll come back around again, right? Probably next week. And most of those companies still guarantee, shipping before Christmas.
Yeah.
So if you haven't done it last week, you may want to hold out, but I do understand maybe not wanting to. But, again, shopping small, you don't really have to order anything. And those stores are also giving discounts. And, I like to do Etsy too, like for natural soap. Yes. Because then you can always directly message the seller who's making it. And most of them, they're making it themselves. So they're using higher quality ingredients. And yeah, you may be paying a little extra, but you're supporting someone's business out of their home, which I think is super cool.
Yeah.
And it just helps like minimize toxin and the stress on your wallet. It really does, because when you look at what you're buying from the big stores as opposed to what you're buying in small shops and you add it all up, it's really not that much of a difference.
Yeah.
And it's so much better for your health. So in the long run, it pays for itself also.
Yeah, absolutely. 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 And then you guys, the other thing people often like, there's always the cookie drive for the holidays and gifting cookies. And there's nothing wrong with that, of course. But I always encourage people, at least if you're going to do baked goods and things like that, upgrade the quality of your baked goods, right? So upgrade the ingredients. Instead of making cookies that are loaded with wheat, which is highly sprayed, a lot of people are sensitive to, like, make some, organic, gluten-free cookies. There's so many, sky's the limit in terms of finding resources and recipes these days. There's just so much great stuff out there with just a simple little search. So upgrade whatever that is. And think about too, as you're going to your holiday parties and your holiday events, like if there are things that you can bring with you, if you're bringing in trays of things, how can you upgrade those trays of things? Because the more we increase our health and take care of our health and put it at the forefront, the higher resonance we have, but that also trickles down to everyone else that's around us. So that's pretty powerful.
Yeah, I'll have to admit too, I'm not a cookie giver. I'm more of an alcohol giver when I go to places. But again, you can just do a simple Google search of like non-toxic brands, organic wines, pesticide-free liquors, because there's a lot on the shelf that have pesticides and there's a lot on the shelf that don't. And I know, like, if I partake in them, I can tell the difference. Not even just in taste, but just in how I feel. So I think, I love giving a nice bottle as a gift, whether they or not, but you can certainly find great options. I mean, you can go to the liquor store and ask them. Most of them, are very well informed, but I do simple, quick Google searches.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of, especially wine companies that will do organic, biodynamic wines that don't have added sulfites and things of that nature. It's not hard to find at all. I think it's more and more commonplace. I mean, one of the brands I like, it's called Bonterra, Bonterra. And I've actually, so my dad lives in Ukiah, California, and my grandfather lives in Santa Rosa, California, and Bonterra is literally right on the road up from Santa Rosa to Ukiah. So we've actually been there, and it's it's a beautiful vineyard. And they've got biodynamic, so they're going in coordination with the moon and the sun and the earth's energetics, and they're not using pesticides and herbicides, and so you see the sheep grazing all over the land with the dog that makes sure that all the sheep are in order, and then of course their droppings are used for fertilizer just naturally in the land. So it's beautiful, but it's not even expensive, and I've seen it in Costco.
Oh my God, you have to tell me it again, because they should hire you for that, because the way you just described it, I was like, that sounds so lovely.
Yeah, it's Bonterra, Bonterra. And I don't know, it's like $10 or $20 a bottle. It's
even better.
Not even anything that breaks the bank. Not that I'm a connoisseur in any way, so might not be everybody's taste, but it tastes normal to me. So
I know, but I just love all that it signifies too, right? Like everything you just explained sounds so wonderful to me that I feel like it would just taste delicious no matter what.
Yeah, you can taste the sheep. No. I don't know if
I want to taste that, but the sun and the moon and all that sound really spectacular.
Yeah. I think, but as we're coming up on our last couple minutes here, I think the biggest thing, that I want to remind people about gift giving is that it's not supposed to be stressful. So we may have overwhelmed some of you with all hey, this is toxic, that's toxic. But you guys, there's other options around it, and we're all on a learning curve. So just decide where you want to be. Do a little bit of research. Look for some of those non-toxic items to give as gifts, number one. And then number two, remember, give gifts to yourself. And for me, the gift to myself, I even tell my husband, I don't need flowers. Buy me a plant. I can plant it. It grows. Right. But I don't even need that. I just need some time, right? Some time, attention, love, presence of other people. There isn't a bigger gift than that.
I 1000% agree with you. I'd like, just to be with everyone and enjoy that. I love to give gifts too. And I know that holiday gifting can be very overwhelming, especially when we're prioritizing health and sustainability. And not because it's really much different, because we kind of just have to search for it. It's not in our face like all the toxic stuff is. So just remember to take small, manageable steps. Start with what you know, and then just expand from there. And each year it'll get easier. And each year you'll have, the same brands that you use. That's what I do. And it won't feel so overwhelming. So just start with what you know.
Yeah, agreed. There is a learning curve, but the more you know, the easier it gets. Yeah. Now you're familiar. You don't have to learn all over again. Okay, I like that packed clothing over there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Awesome. All right, Miss Carissa, thanks for joining me today for Lunch and Learn.
Thank you.
Yeah, we'll see everybody. We will not see everybody next week. Just a reminder, we will not be here next week. I'll be in New York for a funeral. So, we'll miss you guys next week, but we will see you in 2 weeks' time.
Yeah,
so
awesome.
Good to see you, everyone. Have a good week.
Happy holidays.